Good morning, everybody. Notice is hereby given that in terms of Section 19 of the Local Coga Municipality Systems Act 2000, that an ordinary council meeting will be held virtually 25 June 2026 at 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. Could I please ask Deputy Mayor Jantjies to open with prayer for us?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Honorable Speaker. Yes, indeed, I'll open with prayer. Let's bow our heads. Dear Lord and Heavenly Father, we are here once again this morning, Lord, to gather in your holy name. We are here to ask, Lord, that you will be guiding us through the council meeting. Will you give us the necessary knowledge and wisdom so that we as leadership, as well as the entire institution, put our communities and our people first, the residents of Coga. Lord, as we deliberate today, be present with us in what we do. Always be with us and give us the energy, Lord, so that we don't get tired and fail as leaders of this institution. I pray for every single councillor in this meeting. I pray for the MM and his administration in this meeting. I put them all in front of you, Lord, so that you can guide us. Without you, this is not possible. We thank you, Lord, already for all our blessings, for the rain that we received today. We ask this in your holy name. Amen. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I did not receive any apologies of absence, so I'm quickly going to run through the councillors. Councillor Alexander, are you present?
Good morning, Speaker. Good morning, all councillors. Good morning to the public and municipal officials. Yes, I'm present. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor August? I'm going to move. We see that some people are logging on with devices that does not have their names on it. So could I ask just the councillors to log in with their names so we know that it is councillors? I will come back to Councillor August. Alderman Benson, are you present?
Good morning, Speaker and everybody. I'm present, Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable Mayor Borman.
Morning, Speaker. I'm present.
Thank you. Councillor Dludlu.
Morning, Speaker. I'm present. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Foley.
Morning, Speaker. I'm present.
Thank you. Councillor Gertenbach.
Good morning, Speaker. I am present.
Thank you very much. Councillor Kanuza. Councillor Kanuza. I will come back to her. Thank you, Councillor Alexander. I note you in the text box. Councillor Hendricks.
Good morning, Speaker. I'm present.
Thank you very much. Councillor Haystack.
Morning, Speaker. Present.
Thank you. The Deputy Mayor Jantjies is here. He's opened with prayer for us. I am also present, Councillor Marie. Councillor Mbandana. I will come back to the councillor. Councillor Mbuku.
Morning, Speaker. I'm present.
Welcome. Councillor Moores.
Good morning, Honourable Speaker. Good morning, everyone present. I am present, Speaker.
Thank you. Councillor Nzolani.
Good morning, Honorable Speaker, and everyone. Yes, I'm present. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councillor Nichols.
Good morning, Speaker. Good morning, everyone. I'm present.
Thank you. Councillor Nkilishani.
Good morning, Speaker. I'm present. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councillor Ntengwane.
Good morning, Speaker. Good morning, everyone. I am present, Speaker.
Welcome, welcome. Councillor Nshota. Don't see Councillor Nshota yet. I'll move on. Councillor Oliphant. Councillor Oliphant. Yes, I can hear you.
I'm present, Speaker.
I can hear you. Thank you, Councillor.
Thank you, toch.
Councillor Wayne Peterson, are you present?
Jou goede val op mense, jy die goede gepad.
Councillor Peterson. Councillor Peterson, I can see you are present, but cannot hear you at this stage. I'll come back to Councillor Wayne Peterson. Councillor Claudette Peterson.
Good morning, Speaker. Good morning, everyone. I'm present. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councillor Ruth.
Good morning, Speaker. I'm present.
Thank you very much. Councillor Stearman.
Good morning, Speaker, Honorable Mayor, Deputy Mayor, and guests and colleagues. I'm present. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councillor Volji.
Good morning, Speaker. I'm present.
Thank you. Councillor van der Linde.
Good Speaker, Honorable Mayor, everybody, the public, I'm present.
Thank you. Councillor van Niekerk.
Present, Speaker. Good morning.
Thank you. Councillor Yali.
Good morning, Speaker, and good morning to everyone. Yes, I'm present.
Thank you. Councillor Zana.
Good morning, Madam Speaker. Yes, I am present.
Thank you. I'm quickly going to ask for the other councillors if they've joined us. Councillor August. Could committee services let me know when Councillor August join us? Councillor Kanuza. Councillor Kanuza also not present yet. Please the same. Let me know when Councillor locks in. Councillor Mbandana. Councillor also not present yet. Thank you. Councillor Nshota. Not in yet. Please, committee services. There's a hand. Yes, who is the Zoom user? Because we can't identify who you are.
Ndiyabulisa kwibhunga ledolophu, Honorable Speaker. Greetings to all colleagues and officials. Councillor Mbandana from Patensi, I'm present.
Thank you, Councillor. I suggest also you change your description to say, or because we weren't sure who Councillor Zoom was or user Zoom. But thank you, welcome and present. Councillor Shorthoff, not present yet. Please let me know when she joins. Councillor Wayne Peterson. Councillor Wayne Peterson, we can see you, but we cannot hear you. Councillor Peterson, could you kindly write to us in the text box, because it seems like we cannot hear you. Okay, I'm going to move over to the officials. I cannot get confirmation that Councillor Wayne Peterson is in the meeting. I can see his profile, but he's not confirming that he is present. I'm going to move forward. MM du Plessis, are you present?
Present, Speaker.
Thank you. Deputy MM de Jager.
Morning, Speaker. I'm present.
Thank you. Director de Kok.
Good morning, Speaker, councillors, fellow colleagues, and members of the public. I'm present. Thank you.
Thank you. Director Lorgat.
Morning, Speaker. Present.
Thank you very much. Director Makalesi.
Good morning, Speaker. I'm present. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Director Madat.
Good morning, Speaker, councillors and colleagues. I'm present.
Thank you. And I have Ms. Opperman and the rest of the committee services with me. Thank you. Please, administration, will you let me know when councillors log in and if they have written to us? I just want to see, there is a message in the inbox. Thank you, councillors. We've read it. We don't have any other apologies. I'm going to move to number 5. We do not have any presentations. Then I'm going to move to item number 6, acknowledgements, condolences, and congratulations. Councillor Peterson.
Thank you, Speaker. Allow me to rise in congratulating Bafana Bafana in reaching, for the first time in the history of this country, even the apartheid government, we've never reached the knockout stages as a soccer club or as a soccer nation. And for that, we must acknowledge Bafana Bafana on reaching this milestone. We want to extend our well wishes to the same soccer team in bringing us yet another victory in the knockout stages where we can ultimately reach more milestones. That is the only congratulations I have for any team in this country. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you so much. I've just had an indication Councillor Kanuza is also in the meeting. Councillor Mbandana, you the next speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Let me not hasten to express our deepest condolences for the late Mama Roberts, who was buried last week, one of the doyen and the elders at the Methodist Church, very loyal member of the community. And then the second one, who's going to be laid to rest this weekend, the African National Congress expressed its deepest condolences to the late Tata Umtali Bartman in the Mescaral, who's also the African National Congress, to the COI, that has been a stalwart and a doyen, a very respectful member of the.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Willifant. Councillor Willifant, you may proceed.
Speaker, I'm sorry, man. I'm at a very noisy place. Maybe I should forfeit. Let me forfeit my part. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor. Alderman Benson.
Yeah, thank you, Speaker. I got two birthdays here, which is today. This is Councillor van Niekerk's birthday and Councillor Valgi's birthday. I want to wish them everything of the best. I think I already also wishes those that have their birthday earlier. I think we wish them well, but all those who are his birthdays today and even in the past or the coming few days, I want to wish them everything of the best. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Gertenbach.
Good morning again, Speaker. I would like to send our condolences to the passing away of Mrs. Nikki Kriegel. She was a very active member in Ward 2's Ward Committee and also a very active DA supporter and activist. May her soul rest in peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Nkilishani.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Speaker, the Economic Freedom Fighters commemorated June 16 Youth Day successfully at the Union Buildings. We remember the youth that led 1976 Soweto uprising and set in motion the destruction of the racist apartheid regime. The struggle continues until the economic freedom is achieved for all the Black people. Amandla.
Thank you, Councillor. Honourable Mayor.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Speaker, I'd like to congratulate President Cyril Ramaphosa for appointing Minister Dean McPherson as Minister of Public Works, who after 200 million rand over budget and 12-year over time, project of Sarah Baartman is now finally reaching its conclusion stages, where we will be launching the final stages of the completion of this long overdue project next weekend. So thank you very much to the Department of Public Works, Minister McPherson, for driving the long overdue Sarah Baartman project, memorial project, to its completion. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Mayor. Councillor Haystack.
Thank you, Speaker. I just want to congratulate the Springboks with a very, very good game this weekend here in near our Kouga and Kebega. It was an excellent game and excellent to watch. Even if we were working, we still enjoy it on small screens. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor. Thank you for all your contribution. I'm moving to item number 7, statements of communication by the Speaker. And they say it's me. Honourable Mayor, members of council, officials, online guests, good morning. As we pass the longest night of the year on Saturday, the winter solstice, it gives us an opportunity to reflect on the past month and the challenges our community has faced together. Once again, our region was struck by severe flooding, causing significant damage to municipal infrastructure, provincial assets, private property, and businesses. The impact has felt across towns, farms, communities. As a caring municipality, we are committed to assist residents wherever. However, the scale of the damage is so immense that our resources are limited. We therefore call on members of our community to continue taking hands with us as we rebuild, recover, and emerge stronger as before. In difficult times, the character of the community is revealed. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to every resident, volunteer, organization, farmer, business owner, and community group that step up to assist us during and after the floods. While social media often highlights challenges and criticism, it can never fully capture the countless acts of kindness, generosity, and acts of selflessness that has taken place over the past few weeks. Your efforts have really made a difference to a lot of people's lives. I also would like to acknowledge again our municipal manager, director, and municipal staff. I know I've thanked you numerous times through the year, but you guys have faced disaster after disaster, and you continue to respond with professionalism, resilience, and committed. I've personally witnessed staff members working long hours, responding to emergencies, carrying out flood relief efforts, and still maintaining essential service delivery, even though I can see some of you are battling with illness yourself. Thank you for that. I also would like to give a special appreciation for our media team, Monique Passon. I honestly don't know when you sleep. No matter what hour of the night, no matter what challenge, you're always available to send communication out to the public. Lastly, I also would like to thank our mayor and fellow councillors for their hands-on involvement and visible presence within our community during these difficult times. Thank you. Amidst these challenges, there are also moments that unite us, of celebrations. Everybody was already congratulating Bafana Bafana that continue to inspire the nation. We also congratulate the Boks for carrying Springboks that's carrying our flag very high. It's also nice to see the women's cricket team achieving such achievements overseas. Finally, I would like to just say thank you for the 15-year-old South African gymnast who recently came home with medals from the Down Syndrome World Championship. Such accomplishments remind us that determination, perseverance, and courage can be overcome any obstacle. So, as we move beyond the longest night of the year, let us remind that every day now brings a little bit more light. May we carry the spirit and hope, resilience, unite, and compassion forward as we continue to rebuild our communities and supporting each other. Thank you very much. Council, I'm going to move to item number 8, statements or communication by the Executive Mayor. Honourable Mayor.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. Speaker, I would like to concur with you firstly in terms of just thanks and congratulations to our staff for their amazing work during the floods. I think we did just briefly say thank you for the work in the first floods, but then floods continue to happen. And the actual hard work starts now in fixing what was broken and cleaning up what was the mess that was created. And in spite of a lot of people not understanding the vast spectrum of damage that we received, our staff continue to work extremely hard in spite of criticism that is received. Speaker, I also would like to just highlight one or two things that that I think is important for Council to note. Firstly, yesterday in Parliament, the AG announced the audit reports for municipalities, and we are one of only a few municipalities across the country that received another clean audit, as we all know and we've already celebrated in this council. But that was again highlighted. Our good work was again highlighted in Parliament yesterday. And once again, I would like to thank our MM, our CFO, our directors, and all the staff that works tremendously hard to not only for the audits that we've received, but also to make sure that we maintain the clean audit outcomes that we've received the last 2 years, as the new audit season has already started in Kouga municipality, and we're working hard to make sure that we maintain the wonderful progress that we've made over the last 9 years. As further, Speaker, there were more accolades for our municipality from UNIMIC, and the UNIMIC report you won't see in council, as it was we only had the meeting last week, Thursday and Friday, so it was too late to be submitted into this council agenda. But I will, as soon as I receive the minutes of that meeting, make sure that it is sent to council as well. But it was highlighted by the Department of Water and Sanitation that we as a municipality are outperforming all the municipalities in the Eastern Cape. As far as Green Drop is concerned, we are one of only 3 municipalities that has that's improved our Green Drop score, and we have by far the greatest improvement as far as Green Drop is concerned in the entire province. As far as Blue Drop is concerned, we are amongst the top scorers and Blue Drop scores in the province, and we were praised, Kouga municipality was praised all around by the MEC of Kokta, by the Department of Water Sanitation, and so forth. And I want to thank Director de Kok and his team, as well as all those who worked tremendously hard in supporting everything from grass cutting by our community services teams to all the administration that needed to go into, but to our HR teams that needed to appoint people, to finance support staff, and making sure that we can support our teams in making sure that the work gets done on the ground. So thank you very much for those wonderful achievements. And there's obviously still a lot of room for improvement, and we have to improve on our Green Drop score going forward as well. But I'm very, very sure that if we continue on this trend that we're currently at, we will be at a very, very high level by the next scoring cycle. Speaking further to that, I just wanted to urge our councillors to be mindful of the season that we're in. I'm stating the obvious, but we are in a very silly election season that will, and I want to urge councillors not to lose focus of what we're actually here for. We as councillors are here to deliver services to our residents. It is an election season, and it is a very frustrating and challenging time that we're going into. But I would like to urge our councillors to remain focused on making sure that our residents stay serviced and keep the politics for the politics and not for the municipality. We really need to make sure that we keep our towns and our residents serviced at all costs. Speaker, there's a lot of other exciting things happen as far as the roads are concerned. Our next roads project is kicking off, and that will tremendously strengthen our road infrastructure that we've been speaking about since 2023. Almost exactly 3 years ago, we decided that our roads need early intervention, and through a long process, this was started last year already, and we're now going into the 3rd phase of this road reseal project. As far as the gravel roads are concerned, I'm also very happy that we are making progress, wonderful progress that is as far as upgrading of gravel roads are concerned. And again, with that, we will continue to roll out those programs as well. Speaker, the last thing that I want to say is just speak about our work ethic as a municipality, and that includes councillors, it includes staff, it includes all those affiliated with Koga municipality. We would like to, it's not about our brand, but we want to create a brand that speaks to, we say that we give excellent services and service excellence through good governance. So let us govern well and enable the administration to deliver the excellent services that our residents have gotten used to. And let us continually strive to improve these excellent services that we are giving. We are not perfect and not where we want to be yet, but I am confident and convinced that we are moving in the right direction. So I want to urge our administration, our MM and our directors to keep this needle going and push it as far as we possibly can as far as the excellent service that we are delivering to our residents. Speaker, that is all from my side today. There's one or two other items that I'll obviously comment on, but I've given my name on the list, and I'll say more on that specifically on roads as we have that item later on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honourable Mayor. Item number 9, disclosure of interest. Anybody would like to disclose something? Thank you, councillors. Nothing that councillors would like to disclose. I'm going to move to number 10, statutory matters. 11, minutes of the previous mayoral minute committee meetings from 11.1 from page 8 to page 23. This item is for noting. Any comments? Thank you, councillors. This item is for noting. Moving over to item number 12, confirmation of minutes of the previous council meeting. 12.1, minutes of the ordinary special council meeting held on 14 May 2026 from page 25 to page 31. Any comments, corrections, proposals? Councillor Zana.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. No, I would like to call for a caucus.
Okay, councillor, we will allow a 5-minute caucus. Could I ask the administration to break everybody into breaking rooms? Thank you. Thank you, councillors. Welcome back. Councillor Zana.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm not sure if you are giving me the platform.
Yes, you called for a caucus breakout. I just want to hear if you would like to say something before I continue.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, yes, I would like to say something. On all items, perhaps, that we have submitted a list of speakers on, no matter how important those items are, that we, as African National Congress caucus, we are withdrawing all our speakers on the list. Even on issues of clarity, Madam Speaker, no one from the African National Congress caucus will be participating, Madam Speaker. On issues of voting, all of us will then also abstain on those issues, Madam Speaker. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor Zana. So I'm just repeating, I am removing all of the ANC caucus from the speakers list. And I do note that you abstain from any voting. So it means we require a vote, we will have to go to a vote. Thank you for that clarity. I move then back to 12.1, the minutes of the special council meeting held on 14 May 2026 from page 25 to 31. Do I have any comments, corrections, proposals? Councillor Nizilani.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Speaker, corrections on page 34 is written there. The correction, it must not be Mama Vetboy. Must correct as Mama Macy Matikane. That's a correction that I want to raise. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Zana, I see you have your hand up. Or would you like to add something?
No, Madam Speaker, I was going to raise a point of order on you. I've specifically asked that no one of the ANC will be speaking, and we are allowing Councillor Nzalani to engage on this, defying what we've raised as the caucus of the ANC. So I'm asking, Madam Speaker, no participation of any ANC councillor on any matter that will be on this agenda for today. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. He was just correcting a mistake there, but I will allow that no member of the ANC caucus is going to actually speak. Am I correct on that, Councillor Zana?
Yes, you are, Madam Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Then I have it correctly. Councillor Gertenbach, do you have corrections? Would you like to propose these minutes?
Yes, we are still on the first minutes. I want to propose that we accept this minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Any seconders? Councillor van Niekerk?
I second the proposal, Speaker.
Thank you. These minutes carry. Then I'm going to move to 12.2, minutes of the ordinary council meeting held on 28 May 2026 from page 32 to page 58. And I've got a speaker on the item already, Councillor van der Linde.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Are we on volume 2 now?
No, we are on the just volume normal ordinary council minutes.
Speaker, I asked for volume 2 on page 55.
Did you ask for on the minutes? I will check for you, but we on volume 1 at the moment. Hold on a second. It does say volume 2. Committee service confirmed. So, Councillor, you are on the correct minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So if it's on volume 2, Madam Speaker, on page, I think it's on 55, Madam Speaker, the EMF fund. Speaker, I asked a couple of times, request a full report on this, and it's minuted that I asked for that full report, Madam Speaker. I don't want an academic answer on what the fund is standing for. I want rands and cents. What amount of money did we receive from the residents, and on what was it spent for the last 10 years? Madam Speaker, you said in a minute you will see that I get the report. Until today, I did not receive anything. So I need a full income and expenditure on that EMF fund. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. Yes, I have seen the emails. I think it will take the administration quite a bit to go 10 years back, because they have to open each council agenda and summarize, and all the info that's on the internet, they will have to research. So I will follow up, but I'm sure it's going to take them a while to give you all the numbers to get to every single year of the last 10 years. Thank you. Councillor van der Linde, yes, a question of clarity.
Madam Speaker, yeah, well, it must be in our books, in our financial statements. It's funds received from the residents, so it must be in our book somewhere. So it's not that difficult to go and open all the agendas on that. It must be available. So I don't think it's that difficult to get all that figures. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. I will follow up with the administration. Thank you. Any other corrections on these minutes? Anybody proposing these minutes? Councillor Moores?
I propose, Speaker.
Thank you very much. Councillor Gertenbach?
I will second, Speaker.
Thank you. These minutes carry. Move over to item number 13, reports of committees of council. 13.1, we do not have a report back from Sarah Baartman District. 13.2, KOGA Audit Committee, KAC1. I just want to hear if the committee chair is present. Not. Could I give this over to to present? On page 61, KIC1. Thank you,
Thank you, Speaker. First item is then 26.6 KIC1, and that's the extension of the term of KOGA Audit Committee Chairperson and member. And the item is from page 61 to page 63, and the recommendation is on page 63.
Thank you, First speaker on the item is Councillor van der Linde.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I just want to know, why is there no financial implications analysis on the communication details provided for the next 2 years on the extension? So we don't have any figures for their salaries on that side. And has there been a performance review assessment for the current audit committee been conducted to share with the council for the next request? If yes, I want to know, have we ever have any report back on their salaries and everything and the performance on the audit committee? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. You might be able to answer the councillor's question.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Yeah, there are tariffs set for the audit committee. They get sitting allowances, and that has been approved by council. If the councillor wants to, we can bring such a report to council that we review what the fees are. But obviously we don't publish in public the payment details of councillors or officials or other committee members in detail specifically, but we can bring something around to report on what the fees are that are applicable.
Thank you, I see a thumbs up from Councillor van der Linde. I do not have any other speakers on this item. Do I have any objections on this item? Thank you, councillors. This item carries. Back to KAC 2.
Thank you, Speaker. Next item is 26.6 KRC 2. That's the Coga Audit Committee assessment. And this item is from page 64 to page 69. And the recommendations are on page 66.
Thank you, Councillor van der Linden is also a speaker on this item.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I see the report and I want to know why hasn't the audit committee still not established a formal risk management committee or approve a chief risk officer post? It's a long time overdue, but they asked for that and it never happened. So I want to know what is the recommendations on that going. The recommendations are there, so why don't we appoint that? And then when will a formal introduction program be developed for new audit committee members, and what's the steps to address a lack of specialist skills like legal and ICTs? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Back to you for some clarity.
Thank you, Speaker. Just about the risk at the moment, we are dealing with expecting the audit committee to also deal with risk. And I know the recommendation is there to have a separate risk committee meeting and a separate risk officer specialist in it. However, these things go along with financial implications. So you've got to create additional positions. There's additional cost. So at the moment, we have been focusing on establishing and growing our internal audit function incrementally over the years, and I'm very happy where we are at the moment. But at the moment, due to financial constraints and budget and staff costs and so on, we cannot just add positions and add posts. It has cost implications what the council can afford. So at the moment, we are handling a risk as part of the risk as a function is part of internal audit. And then we also requesting then that the audit committee also deals with risk at this stage. So it's a combined function at this moment. At this stage, the affordability of creating that separate risk is just not affordable at the moment. Then there are certain, in the evaluation from an audit committee, there are certain recommendations that have been made and comments been made with to additional expertise within internal audit, and that regarding the legal and ICT. We must also just remember that, again, it's the same scenario. You have to then create additional positions which cost money. And at this stage, we cannot really afford it. Although we have already got 3 full-time admitted attorneys working for the municipality full-time, which are available to assist, or otherwise we can contract in external parties if it is needed to have further legal. So at this stage, yeah, in an ideal world, you would like to have it there, but it's just not affordable and practical at the moment. And the same goes with ICT. Yes, we do have the ability to do ICT audits internally is limited. But again, we approach this by having an approach that we would rather contract in external specialists to assist us of this. So it's something that we are going to focus in the internal audit plan for the year coming to assist with further specialist risk assessment on IT matters going forward. So yes, the comments are there and those recommendations there, and Council should take note of it. But the reality is that all these things come at the extra price, and at the moment, as the budget is now, at the moment, we simply don't have the money to fund it as such. I just want to give assurance, though, although those recommendations are there, it doesn't mean that we are not doing it. We are doing it, but we're just doing it through alternative means and trying to save money doing it so.
Thank you, MM. Councillor van Linde, I hope the explanation was sufficient. You.
Madam
I
Chair.
take your... Yes, Councillor.
I say thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. This item is for noting. Thank you, councillors. Then I'm going to move on with our agenda, 13.3, rules and ethics. We don't have anything new. Moving over to 13.4, Municipal Public Accounts Committee, MPAC C1, and I'm going to give over to Councillor van die Kerk.
Thank you, Speaker. I did note in the inbox that my Wi-Fi is very unstable. If maybe I lose connection, if my amendment, like I requested, maybe it can just be done on my behalf.
We can hear you clearly, Councillor. You may proceed.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's just I'm losing signal for some other reason. Speaker, I would like to present MPAC 1, starting on page 71 to 74 of the agenda. The recommendation before council is 10.1, that the MPAC annual work plan be approved, but with a proposed amendment by me, namely that the work plan be approved, but with the meeting scheduled for November 2026, if that can be cancelled, and then move to January 2027. Thank you, Chair. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Do I have a seconder on the amendment of the recommendations? Councillor Gartenbach.
I will second, Speaker.
Thank you very much. I do not have speakers on this item. Do I have any objections with this item with amended recommendation? Thank you, councillors. We accept this plan from MPAC. Councillor van die Kerk, back to you for MPAC C2.
Thank you, Speaker. I would like to present MPAC 2, starting on page 75 to 81, being the minutes of meeting. I so move. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. This item is for noting, and I do not have any speakers on this item, so Council notes these minutes. Thank you very much. Then I move back to 13.5, municipal bylaws and policies, and I will give over to Councillor Haystack.
We're on PB1, approval of Kouga Local Municipality Special Program Unit Policy Framework, and that is from page 83 to page 93, and the recommendation is on page, just want to make sure of that, I think it's 85. Recommendation is on page 85, yes. So I table this policy before council for consideration and approval. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor. My first speaker on this item is Councillor Foley.
Thank you, Speaker, for the opportunity. Speaker, I am going to page 91 to bullet point 6. And Speaker, there was a lot of deliberation on this policy in our policy workshop as well as our policy committee. And Speaker, the conversation was that we should adapt the target vulnerable groups that need to be prioritized to the groups that are vulnerable here in our area. Speaker, based on that, I do want to add that we add the groups that need to be prioritized after children, youth, women, older persons, persons with disabilities, and indigent households. Speaker, I do want to ask that we add homeless people as well to that section afterwards. I do want to make that recommendation then, Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. I just want to, for committee services, on number 6, vulnerable group prioritization. So the second sentence you would like to add disability, indigents, and homeless people. Am I correct? Thank you. Thank you, Councillor. Do I have somebody seconding the added recommendation? Councillor Stearman.
Thank you, Speaker. I second.
Thank you very much. Do I have anybody objecting on this policy to go out with the amendment? Thank you, councillors. This policy carries. Back to you, Councillor Haystack.
Thank you, Speaker. I'm on PB2, draft review of the policy on whistleblowing, and that is from page 94 to 111. And the recommendation is on page 96. I table this policy before council for consideration and approval. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. I do not have any speakers on this item. Do I have anybody objecting on this policy to move forward? Thank you, councillors. This policy carries. Councillor Haystack, back to PB3.
Thank you, Speaker. I'm on PB3. Request for approval of draft review of the Kouga Municipalities Anti-Fraud and Corruption Strategy and Prevention Plan, and that is from page 112 to page 143. And the recommendation is on page, just want to make sure, so it's on page, let's go on my computer now, sorry about that. On page 114, I table this policy before council for consideration and approval. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. I do not have any speakers on this item. Do I have anybody objecting for this draft review to go out to the public? Thank you, councillors. This policy carries. I move to 14, reports back Minimec. We don't have any. 15, reports of the Office of the Municipal Manager, MM1. MM, back to you.
Thank you, Speaker. 26.6 MM1, it's the report on the designation of an impact chairperson from part-time to full-time councillor. We had a prior council resolution in this regard, and the feedback from MEC has come, which is approved, and the recommendations then is on page 146 for noting, and yeah.
Thank you very much, MM. My first speaker on the item is Nkili Shani.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Speaker, you know this item is just for noting, but as the EFF, we want to remind the people of Coega that when this item was presented before this council, we were amongst the parties that rejected this item. And we said this move is not only unjustified, this is a blatant misuse of public funds and a betrayal of oversight principles. And we stated our reasons. We told you that the ratepayers are not an ATM for political patronage. We respect the decision from the MC, but as the EFF, we want the people of Coega to know that we are still rejecting this item. I thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor van der Linde, you're the next speaker on the item.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, yes, Councillor Kelly Sani also cover me. Madam Speaker, I just want to know from the MM, can the MM confirm that all required consultation steps, organized local government, public comments, etc., under Section 16 of the Municipal Structure Act were fully completed before this item was gazetted, noted 5650 in a gazette. And Madam Speaker, then I want to know also why is the salary upper limits backdated to 1st of June? Is it because it's the beginning of a financial year? And yes, I fully agree with Councillor Kilishani that we are not in full support of that, but I know it's for noting only. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable Mayor.
Thank you very much, Speaker. It's good to see the EFF and the Freedom Front standing together on this. Speaker, we are in support of this. Obviously, the backdating, or the MM can answer that, about backdating is when the Gazette came out. Speaker, as discussed before, this item was debated and discussed in council. It's not an affordability issue. It's an empowering impact to do a better job of doing oversight, empowering the chairperson of impact for the rest of this term, as well as the coming term, to be able to have a fully equipped impact that can do proper oversight over this municipality. And that's why we, as the Democratic Alliance, support proper oversight and support being able to do so, and therefore we support this item. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Mayor. MM, I don't know if you've got added answers on the questions that was asked.
Yes, Madam Speaker, the MEC is responsible to designate full-time councillors and people who are not full-time. remember we took a council resolution, was submitted to the MEC. The MEC makes a determination and he announces his decision. And his determination has been made with effect of a certain date. So the our request to have a full-time impact chair has been requested, and that has then been designated by the MEC as effective from a certain date, and that's the dates that that is mentioned in the report.
Thank you, Deputy De Jager.
Thank you, Speaker. Yes, I just want to give clarity to support what the has said, as my department has dealt with it. So after the council resolved, initially the matter was sent to the MEC's office. The MEC published it in the Government Gazette for public participation, inviting comments. After that period has ended in terms of the legislation, the matter closed. And then we were informed that the MEC is going to approve the matter. The MEC then sent us the letter as well as the Gazette, in which the MEC has approved the designation of full-time impact chairperson. And in the Gazette, the MEC also states it is from the 1st of the month after the publication. The publication was on the 20th of May. So the 1st of the month thereafter is the 1st of June. So it is not backdating, it is implementation in terms of the Gazette, as well as confirming that all public participation as legislated were followed by the office of the MEC. I just want to confirm that. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you for all the clarity. This item is for noting, so thank you, Council, for noting this. Then I am moving to item number 16, reports by the Office of the Deputy Municipal Manager, DMM1. Over to you, Deputy MM.
Thank you, Speaker. This is just an item for noting, which was issued by the MEC, list of non-negotiables. The item starts on page 154. And recommendations is on page 156 with the attaching document, and the item is for noting. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, if I could just ask that confirmation of this item and the recommendations of this item be sent to the MEC's office as well. MEC of Cocter and MEC Williams will be very happy to hear that we've now tabled these non-negotiables and that we are serious about delivering services to all the people of Coega. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Mayor. I'm sure you will receive a copy of our council resolution. I don't have anybody, and this is for noting. Thank you, Council, for noting this non-negotiables. Moving to number 17, matters dealt in terms of delegating authority by the Executive Mayor. Moving over to 18.1, reports by the Chairperson, Finance, Economic Development. Over to you, Honourable Mayor.
Thank you, Speaker. I'd like to table the item for Finance and Economic Development, and it will be handled by Councillor Ruth. Thank you.
Thank you. MMC Ruth.
Thank you, Speaker. FED 11 is on pages 236 to 268. It's the Trans Baviance cycle race, 3-year sponsorship proposal. We're very privileged to host this very exciting and tough event within Coega. The recommendations for the 3-year sponsorship proposal are on page 241. Council to note this brings around 25,000 people to Coega with all the families and support of the cyclists. And we have foreign cyclists as well, numbering about 20 to 30. So I'm proud to present this item and herewith table it. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much. My first speaker is Councillor van der Linde.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. In principle, I'm in support everything that can bring money into our coffers for the residents in this in Kouga. But I have a problem with the project. I said project 5.7 million impact and 24,000 visitors. It seems just not real. I want to know what independent how did they get to that figures? What sources did they use to support this claim that Kouga is going to get of this 5.7 million injection to the town and 24,000 visitors? How do they get to that figures? It's like I said last time, it seems to me a little bit of thumbsuck, and so yeah, in principle we agree to get visitors and all over, but I question those figures. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Nkilishani, you the next speaker on the item.
Speaker, we know the proposal for Kouga Municipality to sponsor this event for 3 years on the basis that it will open job opportunities. With respect, the EFF opposed this sponsorship at this time because there are no proven benefits for our Black communities. We always sponsor events like this, but our Black communities in formal settlement have never seen these promised jobs. No local target have been set. We sponsor these events without proof of benefit. Kouga was just declared a local disaster area after rain damage. Spending municipal funds on a sports event while some families are still affected by the disaster sends the wrong message. Speaker, charity begins at home. Every winter, Kouga faces fire breakouts in shacks areas. The money will be saved more lives if used for disaster preparedness than for a 3-year sponsorship. Let us not have mixed up priorities. I move that the council rejects this 3-year sponsorship and refers the funds for the prevention of an emergency response in a formal settlement in winter. By the way, who is benefiting from all these events? Because clearly it is not our poorest of the poor, Speaker. And the
1 minute left, Councillor.
Thank you, Speaker. I'm done.
Thank you very much. Could I please give this questions that was asked by the councillors to the CFO?
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, so yes, we obviously take note of the impact question, and that comes up each time we present the item for sponsorship. This one at least is very easy to justify. When you talk about registration by the cyclists that are involved has to take place, and there's evidence of the registration because they need to register in advance. So when you talk about 2,500 to 3,000 riders, and you talk about a conservative value of 5.7 million, that talks about an average of 1,900 rand spent by each entrant into this race. So if we just look at after the cycle, someone sleeps over and the end of the race is within Kouga, so that alone tells you that 1,900 for accommodation is realistic and probably the going rate. That's besides everything else that the the entrant does over here. And that's only taking entrants into account. Entrants obviously come with a dedicated support crew, as well as family, and that hasn't even been factored into the 5.7 million. And yes, they need to go around town, they need to eat, they would be interested in to come see the area, and the timing is always in a manner for them to then spend more time within the area. So conservatively, just riders sleeping for one night brings around 5.7 million, and that's without crew, without family, spending anything within Kouga. And that's why I'm quite comfortable with the impact that has been indicated over here. Then the question of a 3-year sponsorship, and we need to take beneficiation to the area into account. Yes, when we talk about jobs, those jobs are created, and if you understand the event and what needs to transpire, you will see that a lot of the items that will be procured locally, as well as the people supporting the event will have to play a role to make the event successful. So the jobs that they're indicating is real, and as the EDT section, we will get full reporting, and we will be on the ground to obviously make sure that those figures and the reports tie up to what actually happens on the ground. So I'm quite comfortable with this. Thanks, Speaker.
Thank you, CFO, for the clarity. Are there any questions of clarity? I have noted objections, so we will have to vote on this item. Could I ask community services, committee services to prepare a poll for us so we can vote on this item? Thank you, committee services. Thank you, councillors. The poll is in front of you. Please vote. Thank you, councillors. I'm going to give you 10 more seconds, then we're going to end the poll. Please vote. Committee services, we can close the poll. Please let me know when you're ready with the numbers.
In favor 16, not in favor 1, and 1 abstention.
Thank you, committee services. We have 16 councillors in favor, 1 abstain and 1 against. Thank you, councillors. This item carries. MMC Ruth, back to you for FED 12.
Thank you, Speaker. FED 12 is on page 269. It's the item that we always bring to Council from Finance, the section 36 deviations for the month. The recommendations are on page 271. Thanks, Speaker.
Thank you, MMC. Just before I give to Councillor van der Linde, I just want to correct, we will add the ANC's abstaining vote as well, because I need to add that to the extra one. So we will add it into the minutes that they abstained from the voting on the previous one. Councillor van der Linde, the floor is yours for FED 12.
Oh, van der Linde and deviations again.
Yeah, it is a deviation again. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want more clarity on the first item on page 272. It's almost 1.2 million. If the director or can give us more detail for that, it seems it's for transport, and it sounds just doesn't sound right, Madam Speaker. If I can just get more clarity on that deviation there, and then also. I understand all the deviations on the floods and that, but many suppliers are not local companies. Can the MM provide a breakdown confirming that there wasn't it's only emergency sole providers, and there's no one in Kouga who could have helped with their jobs? If I can get clarity on that also. I know it was urgent and that, but is there no locals company who could have assist on some of this work? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Could I give over to CFO for clarity on the questions?
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, so the first one, talking to Q Point, is an ongoing one, and that's because there is a legal matter where we intend terminating the formerly appointed service provider due to non-performance. I think we're at the final stages of that termination, and that's obviously because the service of sampling water is key in terms of compliance, and they weren't doing what they're supposed to and giving us the results and not doing in a compliant manner. I think it was the East London IDZ that was appointed. So because that was in a legal process, we then deviated with a different service provider. So just to give comfort, the service provider, when they are appointed, we don't just choose someone and go ahead. There is processes that we need to undergo where we compare and make sure we get value for money. And there we get a few quotations, 3 quotations to make sure that value for money is obtained in the process. And once we chose one, we obviously continue till the matter is resolved. Once the matter is resolved, we will then go out on a formal tender again. So this might not be the last time that we see Q Point coming through as a deviation. Then the ones on emergency, we do have a process in place, and it is part of our policy that when we use someone that or when we require services, we first look internally in terms of Kouga, and where we don't have anyone in Kouga, the department actually needs to write a motivation where they justify that they've tried to find someone and they couldn't. And that motivation is then sent with the requisition before an appointment is made. So this is emergency cases, and maybe the director can advise in these cases if that was done, because obviously you're going to work with someone that can come back as soon as possible so that you can deal with the emergency at that point in time. Thanks, Speaker.
Thank you, CFO. I just would like to hear if Director de Kok also would like to add to it.
Thank you, Chair. I think the CFO covered well. I don't need to add anything more on the first item. It is a deviation that will recur until we get a new service provider in place. But for now, due to regulatory requirements, water sampling, according to SANS 241/2015, has to take place. And we are quite happy that that service is being rendered. As to the other deviations, I think everybody knows that we had to rent in for emergency purposes to bring relief to the flooded areas. Specifically, there were 2 major flooded areas where our own capacity could not bring relief, and therefore that had to take place. To underline the CFO's comment, we had to also show competitiveness. So that deviation was motivated in the form of competitiveness, where 3 quotations were obtained And both those are then motivated that way, and we could gather the necessary support and bring relief. I think that covers those two items. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much for all the additional info. Do I have any other questions of clarity? Thank you. Do I have any objections on this item? Thank you, Council. This item carries. Then I'm giving back to Honourable Mayor for 18.2, reports by the Chairperson, Planning and Development. Over to you, Honourable Mayor.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. I'd like to table the items, or the two items for planning and development. It will be handled by the Deputy Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Jantjies. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker and Mayor. I'm on page 276, councillors. The request to amend the previous council resolution 2601 PD3 that was in our previous council meeting pertaining to the lease granted on portion of 4 of Farm 346 in Humansdorp to Woodlands Dairy. Honourable Speaker, the recommendations are in the item and the reasons for the change are there. So I present this to council for now approval. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. My first speaker on the item is Councillor Kilishani. Councillor, you're unmuted. You're welcome to proceed.
Okay, Speaker. Speaker, as the EFF, we rejected the initial list of to Woodlands there in our previous council meeting, and as a EFF, we are still objecting again to this amendment for the same reasons. Now made worse by the request for more land. Woodlands, they never provide us with the plan. What is the plan in terms of our community? What is going to happen for our residents? And how are our residents are going to benefit? They never submitted their economic development plan. So we want to see their economic development plan. I move that the council reject the request to amend the previous resolution and refuse the lease extension until Woodlands submit a detailed economic development plan. So we are saying there must be a community benefit agreement, Speaker. I know we are going to vote on this, but it is a truth. I would rather be alone, but be on the side of the truth. Yeah, thank you, Speaker.
Thank you,
Padile.
Councillor. Honourable Mayor.
Thank you very much. Councillor Iman spoke well. I mean, Councillor Kilishani spoke well, but I think that you cannot deny the amount of work that goes into our community from Woodlands Dairy as a company. A lot of community development that they do, the amount of assistance that they give to residents in need, to us as a municipality, to various stakeholders across the municipalities, everything from creches to soup kitchens to sponsorships of sporting teams and schools and cleaning entrances and the amount that they give back to the community of Coega is incredible. And I also know that it is something that they pride themselves in and which they continually try to elaborate and enlarge the footprint of giving back. So I have absolutely no concern that they will not give anything back. I also don't think it is fair to negotiate a contract for development based on what they give back or not give back. I think that's, and therefore I would like to support this item. Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Jantjies, your hand was up. Are you covered? Thank you, councillors. This is the end of my speakers list, and I clearly have an objection on this item. So could I ask committee services to prepare a poll for us to vote on this item? Thank you. Councillors, that is nearly ready for the poll. Thank you, councillors. Please vote on the item. Please, councillors, please vote. Councillors, please vote. We're going to close the poll. Committee services, when you're ready, please close the poll. Thank you.
16 yes.
Thank you. Please give it to me. 16.
16 in favor, 3 not in favor, and there's 0 abstentions.
Okay, we've got 16 in favor, 3 abstaining, and the rest are 3 not in favor, and then we've got the ANC caucus abstaining. I'm repeating myself, 16 in favor, 3 not in favor, and the rest of the ANC caucus not participating, they abstaining. So it means this item carries. Thank you very much. I move to the next item, PD9. Deputy Mayor Jantjies, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. PD9 is on page 283. We request now approval from Council for the bylaw relating to the land invasion and the management of informal settlements, a very important bylaw. So today we're seeking the approval of Council for this bylaw that has been workshopped and gone through the policy committee. Honourable Speaker, I table this item on behalf of Planning and Development. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I do not have any speakers on this item. Do I have any objections on this item? Thank you, councillors. I do not see any objections, so this item carries. Honourable Mayor, back to you for 18.2, reports by the Chairperson, Electromechanical Services.
Thank you very much, Speaker. I'd like to table the items for electromechanical services and the item, and it will be handled by Councillor Alexander. Thank you.
Thank you. MMC Alexander, you may present.
Good morning, Speaker. Good morning. Thank you, Mayor. Item on page 301, item 2606M is 5. The report on electrical infrastructure vandalism and damage report for period of 25 to 2026. Mayor, Speaker, this is a very serious item that is brought to council today. We are suffering from vandalism in mostly in Ward 4 and 5 area, Ward 4 and 5. We almost on a daily basis, cables are vandalized, cables are stolen from our vulnerable people, which is a big challenge. And the impact of that is also the impact it have on our infrastructure, which is costing the municipality millions of rands to replace these things. Our recommendations are on page 304, and it's the council take note of this report, and that the council approve the establishment of a task team comprising of the applicable and relevant stakeholders to address the ongoing vandalism of electrical infrastructure. Therefore, I table this item to be noted as a very serious item. Thank you.
Thank you, MMC. I do not have any speakers on this item, and this item is for noting. And the reason it is quite serious, thank you for bringing this item and under the attention of all the councillors. Thank you very much. We note this item. Back to you, Honourable Mayor, for 18.3, reports by the Chairperson, Community and Safety Services.
Thank you very much, Speaker. The items for Community and Safety Services, which starts on page 319, I'd like to table those, but it will be handled by Alderman Benson. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Benson, over to you to present the items.
Thank you, Speaker. This is item 2606 CSS6 from page 139 up to page 380. And I'm not going to go through all, Speaker. The recommendations is on 321 and it be noted. And I think everybody must take note about this item and to be on par, on top of the item. Thank you, Speaker. I table this item.
Thank you, Alderman. My first speaker on the item is Councillor van der Linde.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, yes, I just want to know, I know this is a draft VLR and it's for noting here, but there's no budget or detailed cost implementation plan beyond existing budget. What are the specific measurements, target and timelines for the 6 planned SDGs for the next 12 to 24 months? And then, given the fact that there's 4,200 informal householding leaking of basic water and sanitation and a lot of challenges, how does that let me just say, how does that SDG framework ensure measurable improvements rather than just noting the existing IDP? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. This is the end of the speakers list. Could I give over to Director Makalesi for some clarity?
Thank you, Speaker. For now, there is no budget implications attached to the item. And the reason we're bringing this item for the council is for noting. We will always be bringing the items back whenever there is improvement. The reason behind it is for us to be able to apply for funding from other funding institutions. That's why the item is here, Speaker. So there is currently no budget implications attached to the item. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Gilishani, your question of clarity.
No, Speaker, I don't have any question, but I was supposed to be on the speaker's list on this item, so I don't know why you said you don't have any more speakers. What do you mean by that? You always do this thing every time I submit my items. Then you choose which items I must comment on. I don't know what are you doing now, but it's fine.
Councillor,
Yeah, it's
I'm
fine.
just checking your email quickly, and I did confirm quickly you are on the next item, you a speaker, not on the CSS 6. So you, for the next item, you a speaker, Councillor. I've got your email in front of me. So do you have any other clarity questions on this? So I'll
No,
allow
it's
you to
fine.
ask.
No, it's fine, Speaker. It's
And
fine.
you, thank you. Thank you, Councillor. This item is for noting, so thank you, Council, for noting it. Alderman Benson, then I move to CSS 17. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker. This item is CSS 17 and it's from page 381 up to 442. It's about the second flood damage report from 3 till 6 June 2026 within our local municipality. The recommendations, there's 4 of them. It's for noting, and also I like to ask that we are all reading through this, and I think there was a time that we say people can still, or councillors can still provide, but I don't think that there was anything that comes through to put on here to be recognized as damage. So I table this item to the council. Thanks, Speaker.
Thank you, Alderman. My first speaker on the item is Councillor Nkilishwane.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, welcome the report. But we are very concerned that, Speaker, we submitted a list of the household from Ocean View, Ebumnyameni, to you. There are people who stayed in damaged shacks. They stayed behind to prevent the looting. They never went to all these community halls. So you cannot punish them for protecting their belongings. So in this report, I never see any report about the people from Ebumnyameni, because I know I submitted the people who were affected by this disaster. But when I check on this report, nothing comes from Ebumnyameni. So I don't know. I just want to raise this concern to you, Speaker. Otherwise, I'm covered. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor. I'm going to give over to Director Makalisi just for clarity on your questions. Director Makalisi, the floor is yours, just to give some clarity for the councillor on the different reports that was submitted to council.
Speaker, thank you. The report in front of us is for the infrastructure damages that occurred during the second phase of the flood. So it is also speaking to the people that were displaced and accommodated within the community halls. So if people were not accommodated in the community halls, we will not have the information, and unless the information is submitted to the disaster management through your office. So we will just have to follow up and see if this was done with Councillor Nkilishwane and see how we can be of assistance. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you for that clarity, Director. I will just also follow up with my office. I did receive numerous emails from councillors on the first report already, so we will just follow up. Are there any other questions of clarity from the councillors? Okay. Any objections on this item? Thank you, councillors. This item carries. I am going to give opportunities so we can go to the supplementary agenda. I'm just going to give a minute so you can open up the supplementary. Thank you, councillors. I am on the supplementary agenda, and we are on reports by the Office of the Deputy Municipal Manager, DMM2, Amended Institutional Calendar. I can give over to Deputy MM De Jager.
Thank you, Speaker. I'm on page, just check the page number here. Page 6 is amended institutional calendar, and the recommendations is on page 7. This item is tabled to council for approval. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much. I do not have any speakers on this item. Do I have any objections on this calendar? Thank you, councillors. The calendar carries. Deputy MM De Jager, back to you for DMM3.
Thank you, Speaker. It's on page 9. It is authorization for declaration of a formal dispute on lack of services delivered in respect of the provincial road network, Eastern Cape Department of Transport. The item starts on page 9 and recommendations is on page 12. I table this item to council. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much. The first speaker is Honourable Mayor.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Sorry, I am sitting in a noisy place. Speaker, the first, this item is not to say that we are not satisfied with the service that we are currently getting. This item is to say that we need a lot more to be done. The administration in the province have tried their utmost to make sure that we get fixed what is broken, but they can only do so much with what they have. They are unable to implement what is needed because of a lack of resources to do so. And they have been an incredible help to administration in the district to fix potholes, to make sure roads are graded and so forth. However, it has become, the work needed has become too much. There is budget available in the province's budget specifically for Kaapstad, yet the guys in the province higher up has been unable to appoint contractors. They've been unable to implement what they should according to what is their constitutional mandate that they have to deliver on. And therefore, I wrote to the NEC to ask his intervention into this matter as a matter of urgency, so that we can get fixed what is needed. This was a problem way before the floods. The floods has now made this just unbearable. People are using their own money. Private citizens are using money that can and should go into our economy they are now using to fix and grade roads and putting gravel into roads that belong to the province. It is unacceptable that the municipality and private residents are expected to fix wrongs that the province is unable to do. And therefore, I'm asking the support of council in this process. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Mayor. The next speaker is Councillor van der Linde.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, actually, the mayor that I can echo what he said. I'm almost covered by him. I just want to know from the mayor did we get a response back from the MMC? And Mayor, why don't we or what is happening to our IGR meetings? I think when we had that meetings, I think it did get well when we meet with the different departments, and like you said, if there's a will, there's a way. So I can echo what you said. So there's some people who want to help Coega, but we know there's some guys who doesn't want to see Coega for a success. So I just want to know that we get response back from MMC, and are we going to have more IGR meetings in the future? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. Honourable Mayor, just maybe the questions that Councillor van der Linde asked.
Thank you, Speaker. I did receive. We only received a acknowledgement of receipt from the MEC's office. Nothing else yet. At this stage, we will be following up very soon with a second letter and also with a confirmation of this council's decision today. And then further to that, we will. The second question that Councillor van der Linde raised was, remind me, please.
Councillor van der Linde, could you just repeat the second part of the question?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Yes, Madam Speaker, I want to ask the IGR meetings. Are we going to meet again with all the departments? I think it went well when we did that meeting. So I just want to know, when are we going to start with? Is that a possibility again? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable Mayor.
Yes, Speaker, we definitely we are engaging with the province on various levels, as far as Munimec is concerned, as far as the Premier's IGR is concerned, as far as the district is concerned, as well as on an administrative level. Both our director, manager, and MMC Poli are speaking to them on various platforms to address these matters with them. However, it's been unsuccessful. The IGR meetings that we used to have has not been irrelevant or become irrelevant, but it's become an IDP talk show, and we therefore decided to engage with departments on relevant issues from an IGR perspective, on a case-by-case matter, and not as a big meeting where people come and sit and talk for 2 days, and we keep people out of their offices and out of their work, out of their jobs. So we therefore decided to handle the IGR matter on transport and various other platforms, the DIAT and human settlements and so forth, on a case-by-case basis. I hope that covers it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, for that clarity. Any other questions of clarity? Thank you. Anybody objecting to this item? I don't think anybody is objecting, just abstaining. Thank you, Council. I don't have any objections, so this item carries. This brings me to the end of the open agenda. I would like to thank the public that was listening to everything that was discussed. Could I please ask committee services to close the meeting for the public so we can have confidential and give an opportunity to the councillors to open their confidential